In following the high cost of childcare, I've tapped into our community, listening to your voices, asking questions, hoping to find financial solutions. And there is one in the pipeline: child tax credits for businesses. They could scrape off some of the weekly childcare costs for parents, which in turn could make it more affordable. I spoke with a few tax experts along with the Florida Chamber to get a better idea how these tax credits would work and why it could be a win-win for businesses and families.
So as they get older, the books get a little higher.
Last month, inside the Early Learning Coalition of Hillsborough County, CEO Dr. Fred Hicks and I talked all things childcare.
It's like solving a software problem. It's complicated, right?
Parents, caregivers, and childcare providers are feeling the mounting pressures of high costs and minimal return within the childcare industry, nationwide, by the way, not just here in Florida. But according to the Florida Chamber of Commerce, childcare issues is the #1 reason Floridians are leaving the workforce or changing jobs, and nearly 70% of children live in homes where all parents or caretakers are working.
The need for childcare access and affordability for all of them is really important.
Here in the Sunshine State, lawmakers are bringing back a statute that was around for about 23 years, from 1985 to 2008, childcare tax credits for businesses.
Anything that can help offset some of the expenses for families and for the facilities is a good idea in my book.
If a business opens a childcare facility on site for its employees, the law will provide for tax credits for each employee up to $3,600 and a separate tax credit to cover 50% of the startup costs. A business that helps offset the cost of childcare for its employees who bring their kids to a facility within the community will also receive tax credits. The bigger the business, the higher the overall credit allowed.
Any amount would help. I'm sure if you talk to parents, they would say that.
That's Tim Buer. He's a senior content management analyst with Walters Clore Tax and Accounting. He wonders if the caps will grow as interest in the program grows.
Because if you look at this Florida program, the annual caps are not very generous out of the box.
The cap across the board this year is $5 million, which isn't a ton of money, but I think, the goal was to get the program started and then maybe address any issues after that.
The legislature put $5 million in tax credits each year for the next 3 years, but it's not guaranteed funding after that. Essentially, it's use it or lose it.
It's a credit. And so it's a much more powerful incentive than a deduction may be, dollar for dollar, because it's a direct decrease in the amount of tax you pay. And so, you do stand to benefit quite a bit.
I was in Central Florida, like the Tampa region this week, and sat with some early learning leaders as well as businesses and employers with the local chambers there. And so many folks are worried about this and they're looking to take advantage. So I think we'll see significant interest, and that's our hope, of course, that all of those dollars will be drawn down.
Employers can start applying for tax credits starting October 1st of this year. I recently met with and toured a childcare facility down in Sarasota. I'm currently working on that side of the childcare crisis, looking at how much it costs a provider to not only open an infant-toddler room, but maintain one, and why parents are running into so many wait lists around the state when looking for childcare. I'll have that story in a couple of weeks. If you have a childcare story you would like to share, go ahead and take out your phone and scan the QR code that is on your screen. That will take you to the Voice of the Community page on our website. Fill out the form to connect you directly with our assignment desk and me. I will look into every single message that I receive.